والصلاة والسلام على رسول محمد سيدنا والآخر مدد يا رسول الله مدد السادة رسول الله مدد يا بشر دستور ولا إن شاء الله فازنا سيد محمد على الحقان مدد طريقتنا الصحبة والخير والجمعية. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قد كانت لكم أسوة حسنة في رسول الله صدق الله العظيم. Allah Azze ve Celle buyuruyor size Peygamber Efendimiz'in onu yolu hak yol olan yol.
Allah Almighty says that we have shown you the right way through the example of the beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him.
Size örnektir.
He, the beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, is our role model, and he is the example of how to follow the way of Allah Almighty.
Peygamber Efendimiz sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem'in yolundan gidiniz.
And thus Allah Almighty commands, follow the way of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him.
Onun gösterdiği şeyleri yapınız.
Do all those things he, peace and blessings be upon him, has shown you.
Sevdikleri şeyi yapınız, sevmediklerini
Do all the things he loves to do.
yapmayın.
And stay away from all those things our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, does not love, detests.
Sevdiği şey de insanları, ümmetini sever.
What is it that our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, loves? It is to guide humanity, to guide his nation.
Onları hidayete erişsin diye
What our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, loves and wishes for is people, his nation, to be rightly guided.
Allah yolunu gösterir.
And thus our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, through his being, shows us the way that leads to Allah Almighty, the way of Allah Almighty.
O yolda giden kazanır.
And those who follow this way will be the winners.
O yolda giden hayır bulur.
Those who follow this way, the way of our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, will obtain salvation.
O yoldan çıkan hayır bulmaz.
And those who do deviate from his way, who go astray from his way, they will not find goodness.
Bu bütün insanlığa umumen yani hep
And this holds true to all of humanity. He, our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, has been sent to all humans.
insanlığa olarak bu şey gönderilmiş. Peygamber
And our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, sets the example for humanity.
Efendimiz'e Müslümanlar için daha fazla bakmaları yani madem Peygamber sallallahu
And as Muslims, we are required, especially in particular, to follow the example of the Prophet, peace be upon him.
aleyhi ve sellem'i peygamber olarak kabul ediyorsunuz.
We as Muslims claim to accept our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. Then we must also practice what we preach.
Onun yolundan gitmeniz lazımdır.
As Muslims, we must in particular pay attention to follow the way of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him.
Farzdır.
It is an obligation to Muslims to follow the way of the Prophet, peace be upon him.
O yolda olmayan imanı olmuyor.
And those who do not follow the way of the Prophet and do not believe in this do not have real faith.
İmanı olmayan da bir şey kazanamıyor.
In fact, they lack faith, and those who lack faith will not be obtaining anything.
Allah yolu, Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem yolu o yoldur. Onu
The way of Allah Almighty is the way that has been shown by our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him.
gösteren ondan sonra halifeler
It was him, our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, who showed us the way of Allah Almighty. Then his caliphs followed, and they continued to show the way of the Prophet.
sahabeler
Then the companions of the Prophet continued to show the way of guidance.
şeyhler günümüze kadar
And thus the way of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, which is the way of Allah Almighty, has been preserved and protected and shown to us through the caliphs, the companions of the Prophet, up until today to the masters of the tariqat.
gelen şeylerdir. Bu insanlara yol gösterir. Yolu
And the Sheikh's purpose is to show the way of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him.
da işte Peygamber Efendimiz sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem'in yolu gibi de
And thus we follow the way of our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him.
edeple insanlara yol gösterir.
And the Sheikhs teach us with discipline and good manners how to observe and follow the way of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him.
O yolu gösterecek insanlar muhakkak yapmaları lazım. Kendilerine dikkat etmeleri lazım.
Now this is a stern warning to those who show the way of the Prophet and who have this responsibility, because they have to be especially careful about themselves.
Nefislerine dikkat etmeleri lazım.
They need to be very cautious of their egos.
Konuştuklarına dikkat etmekleri
They must be careful about what they say.
etmeleri lazım. Çünkü bir şey söyleyince onun mesuliyeti var.
Because when you say something, you carry the responsibility of what you've just said.
Sen söyleyip de bilmeden söylesen sana günah yazılır.
And even if you say something unknowingly, then you will still get a sin for it.
Fetva vermek zaten her işin harcı değil.
And especially this is a warning to those who make fatwas, because to make a fatwa is not a business of just everyone. Not everyone can just make a fatwa.
Yasaktır fetva vermek.
It is forbidden to make a fatwa.
Fetva verecek ehil olacak.
There must be somebody who is an expert and who has the authorization to make a fatwa. For anyone else, it is forbidden.
Yahut emin olacak %100. Sen kendi bir şey sorulursa onun kendi kafana göre bu iyidir.
And when you are asked something, you may only provide an answer if you have 100% certainty of what you say. But if you are being asked something which you do not know about, then you should remain silent.
Doğrudur gibisinden fetva verirsen o vakit senin halin haraptır.
And if people ask you something and you then provide an answer, you give a fatwa without you actually knowing what you say, then you will be in a ruinous state.
Onun için bu dediğimiz gibi yani nasihat verecek olan insanlar, ona dinleyecek olan insan çok dikkatli olması lazım.
Therefore, you need to be very careful, especially with those who guide people, who give advice.
Konuştuğuna, ettiğine, hareketlerine
They must be very careful about what they say, about how they behave and what they do.
Şüphe ettiği şey varsa söylesin bilmiyorum.
And if there's a matter about which they are not sure 100%, if they have doubts, then it is better for them to remain silent and to just say, I do not know.
Bilmemek, biliyorum deyip de yanlış söylemekten daha iyidir.
To not know and to explicitly say, I do not know, is better than claiming to know and to say something wrong.
Bilmiyorum de bakayım, sorayım, ona göre sana cevap vereyim.
So if somebody asks you something which you are not sure about, then you should say, I don't know, let me ask, let me consult, and then I will try to provide you with the best possible answer.
Acelesi yok zaten, o kadar beklemiş.
And because people, they have been waiting to receive an answer, don't hasten your answer.
Gene de bekleyebilir.
Do not hasten in answering, but answer when you have 100% certitude and certainty of what you're going to say.
Doğruyu bilsin diye.
So that what you say is going to be fully truthful.
Onun için insan nefsine uyup da ben bilmedim diye, şimdi beni ayıplayacaklar diye çoğu zaman yalan yanlış bir şeyler anlatır.
Your ego may fool you in making you say things about matters which you do not have knowledge about, because the ego is afraid of feeling ashamed, and then the ego will will make things up for you, and your ego will make you say things which you do not know about, so that it does not get embarrassed in front of people.
Dikkat etmek lazım.
However, we mustn't follow our egos in this matter.
O dinleyen insanlar da kalpleri mutmain olmasa gene başkasına da sorsunlar.
And those who ask for advice and ask for guidance, if their hearts are not fully satisfied with the answer they received, and if they still have doubts of the person providing that answer or guidance, they should consult another person.
Hakikat nedir?
They should try and do all their possible best to find out the truth.
Bu meselenin aslı nedir diye onu
They should really try to find out what the truth is behind the matter they have questions about.
sormak etmek lazım.
You need to ask questions in order to find the truth.
Onun için dikkat etmek lazım. Mesuliyet var.
And therefore, we need to be very careful about questions and answering questions, because answering questions, providing guidance, carries responsibility.
Yapıp da söyleyip de yanlış olan, bilmeden, bu nasihatı dinlemeden olan, onun günahı kendisine olur. Allah'ım.
Because if you speak about a matter which you have no knowledge about, and you say things which are wrong, you're risking to commit a sin.
Muhafaza etsin.
May Allah Almighty protect us from such a thing.
Günahlardan.
May Allah Almighty protect us from sins.
Bilmeden, bilerek işlenen.
May Allah Almighty protect us from behaving, acting, and saying things unknowingly, and while presenting ourselves as if we know and as if we had knowledge, while we do not.
Bazı şeyler sözde bile olsa kötü olur.
Because don't say it's just words. Words can be very dangerous.
Sözde hak söz olacak inşallah.
And you must pay attention to the words you speak, and the words you speak must always be truthful.
Allah yardımcımız olsun.
May Allah Almighty support us.
Hepimiz inşallah hak sözü söyleyelim.
And may Allah Almighty make us always speak the truth,
Hak yolunda olalım inşallah.
so that we always follow the way of the truth.
Minallah tevfik. El Fatiha.